My name is Asia. I'm waiting for my
Hey,
friend. Yeah.
sorry. I was gonna say Asaya. I
Oh,
didn't know what that meant.
no, I just added the Y for funsies. My friend Cappuccino wants to join too. We can like do it together, I guess.
Say that again.
I said my friend Cappuccino wants to join and like debate too.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have some ground rules before we continue.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna be, if we're gonna debate, we're gonna do it in good faith. We're
Uh-huh.
not gonna, we're not gonna cut each other off. One mic at a time. If you're here to troll, this is not the place for you. We're
Mm-hmm.
here to have a civil debate and keep it in good faith.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cappuccino.
Hi. My username is Cappuccina, but my real name is Sophia.
Okay, Sophia, are you good with those rules?
Yeah, that's totally okay.
All right. So we'll start off with my name is Joshua. My channel is Dearden2007 on YouTube. My TikTok, my Discord, my Instagram, my Snapchat, everything is Dearden2007. It's related to the fact that my wife passed away in 2007. I stand up for men's mental health. All these topics are in relation to the struggles that men face. So, when we're having these discussions or these debates, I understand women always want to throw in the what about men though argument. The point is to stay on topic because I want you to see and look at it from not only the woman's perspective, but mostly look at it from the men's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, whoever wants to start, go ahead.
I got a question. So, like, you mentioned that you are really big for like men's struggles. Is that like would you say is that something that by men's struggle? Oh,
Sorry, my phone had a notification. Say that again.
you're good. I just wanted to ask when you mentioned men's struggles, what do you mean by that?
Well, we got divorce, custody. Men are falsely accused of SA. Men are falsely accused of many things, especially during divorce. We have men and boys are being kicked out of colleges for things they never did. Now, the point is, if you look at each topic, consider the topic in your mind of how it relates to the way the man is struggling on the topic. So with the essay, don't you agree that falsely accusing a man or because we should probably define what your worldview is on what sexual assault really is? Because the problem is the definition of SA has been changed so many times. Now it's like looking at a woman for too long is SA, walking past her in a gym when she's recording is SA, yelling at her is SA. The actual, because we can't use the hard R word, but the actual definition of SA is the unwanted forced penetration of smacks.
That is not what just SA is. SA is being sexually assaulted, so that would include any sort of sexual thing. Not only it does not have to be just rape, as in having an
Hey,
oh,
watch your mouth. Just because, just because, I'm sure you've been in many debates many times. You cannot use the hard R word. I've literally said that 5 times before you spoke. Can you control your mouth?
oh,
Use the word SA.
okay. So, anyways, what I was saying was SA does not only pertain to what
Yeah,
you
I
mentioned.
know there are many forms of it.
You just
But
said
the
that what real
discussion,
essay is un
no,
un
what, yeah, your worldview, but I want you to understand, I know there are many forms of it.
so
I
why did you
didn't
say
say
it was only like
not.
I'm confused.
Do what?
I said, but earlier you were just saying that what it really is the hard R word. So,
Yeah, 'cause I cannot, you cannot, nobody can get away with saying the hard R word on TikTok without it causing the host live to get shut down.
no,
So
what I was
respect.
saying was you said that earlier the hard R word is the only true form of essay. And then after
No,
that, when I mentioned
no.
that, you said that I know there's lots of forms of it. What is it? What do you
Right.
mean by
There's
form?
multiple forms, but we're not. I'm not claiming that there are not multiple forms. I'm claiming we have to be specific on what your definition or your worldview of what SA is. So if you were to accuse a man of SA because he looked at you, would that be a correct terminology for what he did by looking at you? Was that SA? I don't think so.
I think a man like on the street, like oh, like catcalling or like whistling or purposely looking under like a woman's skirt, or whatever, is not sexual assault. But I think it would be like something that falls under it because it's definitely not something you could just brush off.
Well, I would argue catcalling isn't as terrible as women have made it out to be.
It's definitely
Catcalling,
respectful.
catcalling is hilarious. Haven't you seen women crying about it for decades that they don't like catcalling? But I literally, over the last 5 to 10 years, about every single day, scrolling through YouTube, I see thousands of videos every year of women crying because men are not approaching them or complimenting them anymore. But women have been telling us for over a decade, literally, leave them the fuck alone. Stop talking to them. Stop approaching them. Stop catcalling them. But look at all the videos of the women recording themselves in the gyms. We men just walk past the camera and not even looking at them, not even caring that they're existing. They don't focus on them. They just walk past their camera view. The women are literally in a public gym. They're not entitled to that area of the gym. They're not, they do not have ownership on any area of the gym. But when men don't approach them, they bitch. Or sorry, when men are anywhere near in their direction, they bitch. Now we got thousands of videos. You can go look for yourself. Women are crying because men are doing exactly what they asked us to do, which is to leave them the fuck alone. So now women are crying. We're not approaching them on the street. We're not talking to them in the gym. We're not asking them out. We're literally doing everything women have asked us to do, and women are not happy.
No. What? Okay, so you kind of like bounced from like 12 different things.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But first of all, addressing what
Uh,
you were saying about women whining about catcalling. First of all, catcalling is disrespectful. If you really do want to compliment a woman for, maybe you think she looks pretty or you think that, her hair looks nice, you come up to her, you respectfully say, hey, I like your hair, I like your makeup. That is,
Look,
what they've been quote unquote whining about. Catcalling is something completely different. It's just, first of all, it's disrespectful. It's
I'll
unnecessary, and that's
agree.
why they're
I'll
whining.
agree that there are forms of catcalling that is, to your point, disrespectful.
No, just catcalling in general is disrespectful.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree fully. I don't. I disavow that completely. There's not every form of catcalling is harassment. Not every form of catcalling is disrespectful, and not every form of catcalling or any form of it could be defined as SA.
Could
Okay,
could oh sorry.
no, you're good. What?
I was just asking if you could like give an example on like on a respectful way at catcalling, like in your opinion?
I don't know. I would say I don't think that it. I think the problem is every form of a man talking to a woman is deemed harassment from women nowadays.
That
So
had nothing to do with what she asked.
my example, do what?
I said that had nothing to do with what she asked. Sorry, I didn't want you to
I
go on
would
in like the wrong subject.
How about you let me finish my
Okay.
response? Like I told you in the beginning, let
Okay.
me finish. So I don't think there, in your definition or in any woman's definition, there would be any respectful form of catcalling. I've never made the claim that there is really anything respectful, but I did say I don't think every form of catcalling is disrespectful. Neither was that a claim that there was a form of respectful, but I don't think that I do think the problem is that women have defined any time a man that she's not attracted to or interested in can be deemed as harassment, creepy, or weird. But I guarantee you, when a man that those same women are physically attracted to, turned on by, and interested in doing the exact same thing, would not have an issue with it at all. It's only the men that these women are not attracted to or interested in that get the rejection or the kickback or the ooh gross attitude from.
Okay, so I kind of have to fast. First of all, in my opinion, I don't really think this conversation is going anywhere. I feel like the claim that Cappuccina made was, just completely thrown away. First of all, she asked if
No, I
no,
literally
listen,
answered her
if she could get a
question. I
proper
said there's
explanation
no
as for
form.
a
I said I
and
made
you were
no
not able
claim.
to give one. Therefore, her
No.
point was right, as catcalling
Okay.
is completely disrespectful.
Look, if you don't want to be here, just say that. Don't make this long, drawn out speech of you running away from the debate.
How am I
So,
running from the debate, even though you literally didn't even answer her question? Answer her question right now. What is respectful catcalling?
yeah,
I don't care
I
about
did.
women not finding men attractive or women not liking.
I was just
Okay.
wondering. Sorry,
First
guys.
off, first off,
Okay.
Asia, you're not going to come into my live and tell me what I can and can't do or what I will and won't do. You're on my panel. Keep that in mind. This is not your life, and you are not in charge of this life. So don't come in here throwing out demands because that's not how it works. I literally answered her question. She asked, and I'll still man it. She literally asked, "Can you name a form of catcalling that is respectful?" Am I correct, Cappuccina?
Yes.
Cappuccino.
Okay, so to answer her question, I don't think there is any form of catcalling that any woman would deem respectful. But I would argue that any man that compliments a woman should be deemed respectful. Hey, nice hair, but they'll call that catcalling. Hey, I like your outfit, but women will call that catcalling. Nice ass, probably not respectful, but who cares? It's not disrespectful. That's literally a compliment.
You
But
just said what?
here's why. Here's why I don't think it's disrespectful.
Oh God.
Because how many of those same women, if you go on their Instagram, they're half naked, half nude, or they're
Because it's
on
their Instagram and they post whatever they want. Like, hello. And the
literally
half,
my,
first of all, and the half nude and the half photos that you're trying to
literally
say are
makes
mostly just, I'm gonna say,
Okay. I
pictures of
have
them at the beach in a bikini.
I have like an
that
opinion.
literally
So
makes my point because if they post
Okay, well, men are
provocative
sluts too if
um
they're walking
images,
around with just.
okay,
you
could
need
I
to learn
say
self-control.
Okay, I just wanted to say, like, your claim saying, oh, if like a woman is half nude on their Instagram but didn't want the comments like that she would receive
No,
like
I didn't
dressed like
say
that.
that no, you added words. So I said
Okay.
the reason I don't think that that saying nice ass to a girl is
Mhm.
disrespectful because it's literally a compliment. But those same women that complain that literally everything a man does or says is catcalling or disrespectful, if you go on their Instagram, they're literally probably, I'm not claiming all, but a majority of them do not promote modesty whatsoever.
That
They get compliments on the internet and they fucking love it.
I
I'm not saying
mm,
that it is okay or acceptable or optimal for a man to talk about your body parts, shout it out, whatever.
So then
What
you
I
just said earlier that saying you have a
let
nice
me
ass isn't
finish.
respectful.
I swear to God, we set the rules up front. I'm the host, so I'm allowed to interject at any time. I told you at the beginning what the rules were. You need to learn self control. When I'm talking, hold your breath. If you can't not talk, hold your breath. Learn self control. Followed by Cappuccina's example. She's capable of listening. Your problem is you're listening to respond. You're not listening to
And your
hear.
problem is that you don't know how to answer questions. I'm interjecting
I,
because you're not even answering the question.
did I
Every time you
answer your
ask a question, you just
question?
keep rambling.
Cappuccina, did I answer your question literally twice?
the first question I asked.
Yeah, you asked me twice. Is there any form of catcalling that I would deem respectful? I literally answered your question the first time. Then I added to it with the fact that complimenting a woman would, by the woman's definition, be deemed disrespectful. By complimenting her hair, her dress, her outfit, all that, most women would deem that as catcalling or disrespectful. But I would argue, from a man's perspective, it is not catcalling to compliment a woman's hair, her makeup, her outfit, her smell, her shoes, her car, her, I don't know, her curves shouldn't be disrespectful. But literally every woman deems everything a man does as disrespectful. So it would be up to the women to define, not up to the men. It is not up to me. It would literally be up to the women what they would deem catcall, any form of catcalling to be respectful or not. It is
I have a
not up to me.
question.
Hold on, before you ask it, did I
Um,
do you agree that I've now, for the fourth time, answered her question? Asia,
What?
can you confirm, because I'm sure Cappuccino will confirm it, that I just now, for the fourth time, in many different ways, answered her question?
You did answer the question, but then you proceeded to kind of like, I don't. You answered the question, and then you went on, and then you proceeded to make like extremely far off points.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Which
um, yeah, I wanted to add to that because before you were this is like still related to the same thing because you were saying that complimenting like a woman's saying like nice ass or something, but then they don't promote modesty online is kind of like not exactly the same, but it's similar to saying like as saying someone is okay because how they were dressed. But it's similar to saying like as saying someone is okay because how they were dressed.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No. Look, let's put it this way. Are you more likely to receive compliments from many men or receive disrespect from more men online or more men on the street?
Both.
I think it
No.
just
That's why
really
you hear
depends
women
on where you
complaining so
live.
much.
Emily, you didn't answer the question. Listen to my question one
Yeah,
more time.
you just said on this which
I
one? I said
said,
both.
are you more likely to get
Both.
more
That's my
disrespect?
answer.
Literally shut your mouth and listen.
My
Are
answer is
you
both. What do you
more
want me to
likely?
say?
Are you more likely to receive disrespect or compliments from more men on the street or on the internet?
What?
I
Jesus
think
Christ.
I think it's equal because it really just depends where you.
What do you want to hear? I'm
Listen,
so confused. She's trying to answer
listen.
your question and you're telling her no.
No, no, because, all right. So if you're gonna just clown, I'm gonna mute your fucking mic because you're not listening. Here's what it is: A or B. Are you more likely to get attention from more men, whether it be good or bad, on Instagram or in your town?
C, which is both. That was my answer.
That is the dumbest answer of all
Okay,
because
what do you want
your
to hear? Because first of all,
friends,
I don't remember you being a woman, and you just
I
asked, "Am I supposed?"
I don't have to be a woman to know that your address has far less men that know you than the men that are following you on Instagram.
My address.
Your zip code, your city, your town, your
What?
state, whatever you want to add to it. More men know you on Instagram than they do where you live.
I
So
promise you that no one on Instagram is giving out their zip code.
shut up. By that definition alone, you are 10 times more likely to get good attention and bad attention from men on the internet than you would from your own zip code. So that by that logic on its own, you will get bad and good attention more on the internet. So if you dress provocatively on the internet and you're not modest, it's the same as you not being modest in public.
So I'm a little confused. What is your
Of
issue?
course you are. We're
Yeah,
gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the girl that came in. Abigail, do you have any logic? Can you understand what I'm laying down more than they can?
I mean, I can understand the question because more people have access to the internet and social media than people have to somebody in person to see them.
Right.
So more
What
people
I'm
have
saying,
access to see you online than they have access to see you in person.
exactly. So the point is, if say a woman has 50,000, 5,000, 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, is she more likely to receive disrespect and compliments from men on the internet or in her own town? I don't understand how. Because I've heard this 1,000 times that women read and hear and understand differently than men, but I shouldn't have to spell it out any more than that. That you will receive more harassment and disrespect from men on the internet than you will from people in your own town.
I mean,
this
personally,
is
I feel like
such
that's,
a strange question because what does this have to do with anything? Are you trying to say that the fact that women get
Yeah,
more harassment online is like better? Like,
No,
No,
what he's saying is that more people have access to see you on social media than they would to see you in person. Because let's say, like he said,
like 5,000
you have
followers.
like 100,000 followers. Right. If you have like so many followers on Instagram and you make a post, you know,
Hmm.
they're going to see that, but you're not going to see 50,000 people in one singular day,
Hmm. But
all that know
what I'm
you and
trying to
interact with you.
understand is that the fact that, the internet is somewhere where obviously everyone can see everything. If you post something, it's always there. And if you
Right.
say I have like 20,000 followers on Instagram, everyone's liking my posts or whatever. I'm posting pictures of me on the beach, and I'm getting I'm getting respectful comments and disrespectful comments. I'm just confused as to like what his point is trying to be made here.
From what I
Because to me,
understand,
what he's trying to say is that like it doesn't really matter as much because it's more online. And I understand that you can get more disrespectful attention online because, everyone can see it because, there's more access to having being online because rather than in public, this person in Texas can't be rude to me if I'm in Washington rather than me being online. So I'm just kind of confused as to like what his point
let
is.
me interject here. Let me interject. So maybe Abigail can be my translator, my male verbiage to you, have it translated from male speak to woman
Yeah,
understanding
because
it.
Abigail's speaking real English rather than rambling.
Abigail, have I said anything that a normal, sane person wouldn't understand? You literally understood it with no
so
problem.
I do understand like what your question was, what you were trying to basically show. But my question was, I think what Asia's confused about is the fact that what is the point of the question, more or less.
Well, let me respond to that. So, do you understand what laying the groundwork means?
Laying groundwork, as in like what? Because there's different examples of laying groundwork.
Well, you have to lead up to the point. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were so fucking confused when I said it 5 different ways,
Mm-hmm.
and Abigail had to fucking translate it for
Oh,
you,
we just kind of throwing the rules away.
forward, we couldn't move forward until you understood what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah, we weren't moving forward because you were rambling
Oh, I
you were making
wasn't
like
rambling.
12 different points in one.
You asked me to answer her question. I answered it 5 ways, and every time you said you still haven't answered her question. I
Yes, because
literally
you
answered
give
her
it a
question
very half
5
answer and then you try to like I don't know, you make
Um,
like 12 different points that are
now
all in
you're
12
hearing
different
bad faith.
stances.
Matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
Liar. Say that. Just say you're hearing bad faith. Be honest.
How am I here in bad faith?
Because I answered her question and you made the assertion 5 times after every time I answered it
So you're
that I
getting
still
mad at me for not
answered it.
understanding the 12 different things you were rambling
Don't,
on?
don't
Excuse me
be,
for trying to
don't be
understand what the
dumb.
person I'm debating is
Don't
saying
be
when he's saying
dumb.
12 different things.
Don't be dumb, and you'll understand it. But now that we have a translator in here, Abigail is sane, normal, rational, and understands my argument. So if you
Okay.
have a problem with something I say,
So how about
she
we
can
just move on
translate
and
it.
answer what Abigail just translated because apparently, you and
All right,
Abigail, I don't know what's going
that
on.
is your last chance. What was my rule when you came in here?
I
What
don't
was my
really care
rule?
about the rules because you broke it about like 20.
No, I did not. All right. So, everybody in here right now, I'm going to lay the rules one more fucking time. We're going to be respectful. We're going to keep it rational. And if you don't like that, run away like a coward with your tail tucked between your legs. But Abigail and XY, who wants to go first? I'm sure one of you came up here for a purpose. What do you want to discuss?
There is a lot to unpack here on this prompt.